India is planning a military strike within 24 to 36 hours, according to Pakistan, as tensions rise and have risen since last week's deadly terrorist attack in Kashmir. Now we also have massive fires going on throughout the country of Israel. In fact, we see highways that have been shut down. We also have massive sandstorms in the Negev Desert in Israel. So a lot going on around the world all at once, as usual, right? I mean, wow. It's hard to keep track of this anymore, but we'll do the best we can. So India is planning this military strike within 24 to 36 hours. Hal Turner's reporting the same thing. And that was 2 a.m. their time when they made this announcement and had this press conference by the Pakistani government. So it says here at approximately 8 p.m. Tuesday evening or last night, U.S. time, this website published covert intel from Pakistan telling subscribers that Pakistan had intel showing India would attack in 24 to 36 hours. Yes, it was all over Telegram as well. So at 2 a.m. local time in Islamabad, their information minister held a press conference. Pakistan's information minister, Atta Tarar, held a press conference at 2 a.m. and told the people of Pakistan that Pakistan has concrete information that India is going to launch a military op against Pakistan in 24 to 36 hours. And of course, now RT is on this story as well, quoting the information minister saying the same thing. He also went on to say that any act of aggression will be met with a decisive response. India will be fully responsible for any serious consequences in the region. Now, this statement came after Indian Prime Minister Modi gave his country's armed forces full operational freedom to determine the mode, targets, and timing of a response to the recent terrorist attack in India's Jammu and Kashmir Union Territory, which left 26 people dead, mostly tourists. So now New Delhi has linked the terrorist attack to Pakistan, reiterating long-standing accusations that its neighbor supports cross-border terrorism and insurgencies. Well, be that as it may, they're already making plans for this war and have been for a while. And here's confirmation of what I just showed you in the other story, that Modi from India has given his army freedom to respond to the Kashmir carnage and has authorized the military to decide the mode and timing of any armed response to Pakistan. So essentially, he's like, do what you think we need to do. And they will. And in fact, I got a little scenario here as we go back into Telegram. We'll come back to the fires in Israel in a minute. But right here, what if there was a nuclear war between India and Pakistan? Now, this video is in Indian or Pakistani, I'm not sure which, but it's in a foreign language that I do not understand. But you can read here that this video is a simulation of what a nuclear conflict between India and Pakistan would look like, and the consequences are terrifying. According to the model, a global nuclear winter could follow, with 47 megatons of soot released into the atmosphere. Now that would lead to mass starvation and the death of over 5 billion people. The planet will cool by 20 degrees Celsius, plunging humanity into a frozen nightmare. Yes, indeed. That could very well be what's coming. Now, the question is, what if Pakistan falls apart? Well, we have Pakistan grappling with internal strife and ongoing external conflicts, especially now with India. So then the question arises, what if it all falls apart? So here's a look at the different potential entities that could emerge from Pakistan's disintegration. You would have an Indian Kashmir then, as ongoing tensions could lead to Jammu and Kashmir fully integrating into India's control, thereby solidifying its status. You would have maybe an independent Punjab. That's Pakistan's cash cow with a strong historical and cultural identity. Punjab might see a push for independence. Politically, it makes sense. Punjab has the resources, infrastructure, and agricultural muscle to thrive on its own. Factor in the rise of nationalist movements, and the desire for autonomy will only grow stronger. And all of these different movements, guys, and the chance of this breaking down into independent states is one of the reasons that I think, and a lot of experts think too, that this could turn nuclear quickly as Pakistan starts to disintegrate. They're not going to want to waste the opportunity to use those weapons. I'm just saying that's a possibility that we need to think about. Not saying we should be in fear, just something that we need to keep in mind. So let's move over to Ukraine real quick, as Ukraine could be crushed very quickly, according to Trump. The U.S. president has claimed that he's saving the nation by trying to mediate between Moscow and Kiev. And now they're finally admitting, which we all knew all along, that Ukraine could face a significant defeat in the near future if it does not sit down at the negotiating table with Russia, according to U.S. President Trump. Now, Trump made these comments in an interview with The Atlantic published on Monday. When asked whether he has sympathy for Kiev, the president replied by saying his policy is aimed at saving Ukraine and warned that continued conflict would not bring the country any good. He said, I think I'm saving that nation. I think that nation will be crushed very shortly, adding that Russia has a big war machine, let's face it. Yes, it's about time, instead of just gaslighting everybody about it, including themselves. Well, separately, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance also emphasized Monday that Kiev could not win the conflict against Moscow. If this doesn't stop, the Ukrainians aren't winning the war, Vance, a U.S. Marine Corps veteran, told Charlie Kirk. He said it was weird to expect Russia to collapse because of the ongoing hostilities. Yes, it is weird because they're winning. And so they're not on the verge of collapse like a lot of people would like you to believe. But that's what's going on in Ukraine. It's still going in Russia's favor. And Trump says that they could be crushed very shortly, and that's a given. Then we have Iran, as we swing back to the Middle East again. Gunpowder factory explosion kills 2 as Iran faces string of deadly blasts. Yes, that was just one in a string of deadly blasts that some are saying, or blaming, I should say, on Israel in covert operations and sabotage. But there's been no official confirmation from the Iranian government, but there are suspicions. Well, a new explosion at a gunpowder company operating under Iran's top security body in the central Isfahan province killed 2 people on Tuesday, marking the latest in a wave of blasts across the country that have killed at least 73 people in just 4 days. The incident occurred at the Avanar Parzian Chemical Industries warehouse in the Meyman district of Isfahan province, according to the Provincial Crisis Management Office. Emergency services and firefighters were dispatched to the site. No official cause has been announced. And they may not. They may know that this is a provocation from Israel, because Israel said they're expecting some kind of attack from Iran, and they haven't said why. Well, I think we can guess. And so I think Iran is playing their cards close to the chest and saying, we're not going to respond to these provocations, but we'll see. Over the past 4 days, at least 73 people have been reported killed in similar incidents nationwide, including 70 killed in last Saturday's massive explosion at Rajeh Port in the southern city of Bandar Abbas. The site of Tuesday's blast, Avanar Parisian, according to its website, manufactures fireworks and gunpowder and operates under the supervision of Iran's National Security Council, the country's highest decision-making body on security matters. And so it is part of the military-industrial complex inside of Iran, which we would expect it to be. But there's, like I said, there's been a string of explosions and over 73 people killed so far. And so the suspicion is falling back to Israel like it usually does, right? Speaking of Israel, now we go back to the fires here. Apparently they started today, and you can see here they're also affecting military bases. It reached an Israeli military base in central Israel with soldiers reportedly trapped inside their barracks and possibly being burnt alive. That's absolutely terrible. And wow, some of Israel's highways are completely shut down due to the firestorm. Look at that. I've seen other videos of people, running out of their cars and running down the street trying to get away from the flames. And then here's a huge sandstorm to go along with all that appeared in the Israeli Negev desert. And then the firestorm changed direction and is now headed towards the Israeli-occupied part of Jerusalem. So it's, man, this thing is huge, and it's wiping out a big portion of Israel right now. Now, it started here in the Judean foothills in Israel. We can see all these different scenes, people having to evacuate their cars, as you can see. Wall of flames and everything, everyone's stalled in front of them. What are you going to do?
والله شغل السيارات كمان. الله أكبر.
طلع النار، ولعت السيارات يا الله. واي واي واي. And I'm sure just over.
Still waiting on the mainstream to catch up to this. I haven't seen much yet. Pretty hard to ignore it, though. All kinds of these videos on Telegram, guys. Twitter as well. So go to my Telegram account if you want to see more of the fires going on in Israel right now. But keep them in our prayers nonetheless. Wow. All kinds of things going on all over the world. Wars, rumors of wars, which is what this particular segment is all about, including this one. As of 2 a.m. local time in Pakistan last night, they held a press conference, the Pakistani government did, warning of an imminent India military attack. And so it's coming. And as I showed you the other day, they already have plans to divide Pakistan up into different regions, which would be controlled, of course, by India. But we'll see how all that works out. But they're on the edge of war, on the very verge of it. And I've already shown you what it could look like in the event that it goes nuclear. Like it says here, we could have 47 megatons of soot released in the atmosphere, and that would lead to mass starvation and the death of over 5 billion people. Sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? Prayed up and prepped up at all times, guys. Time is very, very short. Seek Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior today while there's still time, because there's not much left. And that's all for now. Don't forget, don'tspeaknews.com is home base for all that we do. I put a lot of stuff here that we can't speak about anywhere else, including this story right here about Trump ordering Hegseth and Bondi to determine how the military can be used in domestic law enforcement. And so now we're seeing an official move, essentially, into martial law, as Trump has directed Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth and U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi to determine how the U.S. military could be used for domestic law enforcement on Monday. So that was sent to me by a subscriber, so thanks you guys for sending these things my way. It's impossible for me to keep an eye on everything, as I'm just a one-man operation here. So easy to navigate around the website. If you'd like to subscribe or contact me, you can click on this tab here. And there's a subscription box at the bottom of every article and also right here. And then here's the website address, or the email address, excuse me, at Proton Mail. Then we have channel support. We are listener supported only. Without you guys, we literally would not stick around. You don't see any ads on the site, and there's a reason for that, because I want to keep it listener supported only. So we're not beholden to anybody for ads, or they're not putting up ads in rotation that I don't approve of. So for channel support, just click on that tab, and all the links to support us are there. Also at the bottom of every article as well. And then if you want to find us around the interwebs, Rumble, BitChute, and Telegram, and YouTube, for as long as it lasts, are all right here. And that would be it for now. God bless, take care. Johnny Storm, Don't Speak News.